impressively. Rodrigo justified his inclusion. And what Xabi Alonso had been missing, speed, finesse on the wing, he was able to get the first goal. But Manchester City got back into the game. And first off, I want to ask Agogo. I want to ask Agogo this. Real Madrid lost 2-1 yesterday. There's a lot of pressure on Xabi Alonso. Now, my question to you, I look at that loss yesterday, and sometimes, just sometimes, you have to wonder, was Xabi Alonso responsible for that loss yesterday?
No. I hosted a space yesterday. Now, the answer is big no. Let me go into the game real quick. And now, you see, the first 11, tactically, I think Alonso was right, because with no Mbappe, he started the Gonzalo guy, and everybody was thinking that this guy was going to operate as a typical number 9. But the guy started as a left winger, and Vinicius playing as a typical number 9. So the City defenders were like, oh, let me just go in for Gonzalo, or let me go in for Vinicius. They were being aggressive enough. You can't possess the ball with Man City, so you just hit them on a counter. Madrid was doing the basics right. Then Rudiger. The funny thing is, yesterday, both sides, the most experienced player, let's say 2 players, Courtois and Rudiger, was Sankeke. Rudiger, current. Oh, you see, let's be real. Yesterday's game, I hosted a space and I was like, Alonso, fine, you can blame Alonso. But yesterday's game, the first half, everything was spot, like tactics, everything was spot on. The guys Madrid being aggressive enough, hitting them on a counter. They scored the first goal. Rodrigo, to me, my man of the match. Carreras doing everything right. Then Rudiger. What happened? An experienced defender like you. See, don't wait for us to tell you that retire. Advise yourself and stop playing football.
Leave the football before the football leaves.
And in the second half, I was expecting Alonso to sub him and play Carreras as a centre back, or do what Ancelotti was doing with Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni should drop deep. And Bellingham, you are a midfielder. You are not supposed to play any number 10. Drop deep and play the box-to-box midfield. Then you can bring in Adagula. Yesterday, Pep was like, no, Massa. In the 60th minute, a whole Pep sub off Haaland. And he was just trying to defend this game. So in yesterday's game, I won't blame Alonso. Maybe in the second half, I will blame him for playing Rudiger the whole 90 minutes, but in the first half, Rudiger really caused the team. So now yesterday's game there, I won't blame Alonso. I'm going to blame individual players. And Vinicius, I'm a huge fan of you, but see, 15 matches without a goal.
Yes. But I keep telling you, Vinicius is not that guy. You people overrate.
But it is serious. 15 matches
Vinicius
without a goal.
Yes.
You can go out. Alonso Assad. That's what you guys are saying as a Madrid fan. But you can't tell me that one of your face is, let's say, the face of Madrid.
Top 3.
An attacker. Someone last year we were fighting for him to win the Ballon d'Or.
Last 2 years,
Last 2 years. 15 matches without a goal. Rodrigo, so 32 matches before yesterday's game. 32 matches without a goal. Individual players so with Madrid. If Mbappe don't score, no one.
Block him.
You can't win a league. You can't win championships that way.
And now 2 wins in 8 matches for Madrid. 2 wins in 8 matches. And even at Bernabeu, you can't win games. You're home or Bernabeu, you can't win games.
3 defeats, 3 draws.
Oh. Even without a coach, you are playing against Girona and relegate. Meaning the home because of course, allow you
Madrid.
But tell me mom start.
Yeah, because
show me mom start. What's in there?
You can't tell me that you are playing against Girona, you can't win against Girona. Girona, and you are playing against Celta Vigo. Omunia Air struggle. Celta Vigo, Santiago Bernabeu, you can't win against them. You are playing against City and an experienced defender like Rudiger. You are costing the team. Then you want me to blame Alonso? No. And you see, yesterday, Henry said something. I was like, I do agree with Henry. He said, Ofelema Alonso, because a young guy who is willing to play his tactics, but the players are not listening to his tactics. Lucky Alonso wanted to play his three-back system, but they will be like they don't have the materials to play. So what? You are a player, you need to adapt. You can't tell me that Rudiger, you won the Champions League with the three-back system. At Chelsea, so you can't tell me that you are not willing to learn and adapt to the three-back system. Then you guys should move on. And you see, the Madrid fans, you are calling that let's sack Alonso. Don't talk as if yesterday, last season Madrid was that guy. Last season, even under Carlo Ancelotti, Namo Strag, you went trophless. Yes. So you need to sit down and blame the players. You can blame the coach, fine, but criticize more of the players. I'm a huge fan again of Bellingham, but at the moment, if you go and meet a group of squad discussing Pedri need more ball, Pedri and Bellingham, you can't even talk because currently Pedri is playing better than you. You need to up your game. Chouameni, I used to defend you that you are even better than Caicedo. Now, no, I'm going around saying that I'm sorry. I won't repeat that such a statement again. The only positive thing from your defensive side is Carreras. Valverde. Last season, even under Ancelotti, if your attackers are not scoring goal, Valverde can give you numbers. Now, he can't even strike from afar. He can't even do the basics right. Valverde self can't control ball. Your players, your captain, from your bench, everyone is not playing well. Obiasa, but you see, a brand like Madrid, you need to relax. But look, Obiasa. So now, yesterday's game there, me being a football fan, a football lover, I won't blame Alonso because the first half, Mbappe is not available. He went with Gonzalo. He's the only attacker available, or maybe Hendrick, but he decided to start with the Gonzalo. They started the game, scored the first goal. Then the defenders, Rudiger, unnecessary pushing. An experienced player like you, unnecessary. And the only mistake Alonso did was he decided to allow Rudiger to play the full 90 minutes.
Who was his backup?
Had no one on the bench.
So Frank Garcia was on the bench. So
you see, even in this season,
Carreras against Haaland,
that won't happen.
Was off.
That won't happen.
That is like 69th minute. We went 69th minute.
He's saying that.
Prosper,
90
let me
minutes.
finish my point there. If you watch yesterday's game, one thing happened. Savino ball. Rudiger just went to push that boy. That was a second yellow card. A second yellow card.
Yes.
Rudiger.
I don't know why the
referee decided to.
You want that?
That was
unnecessary. From there.
It was needless. It was needless.
So now Madrid team in there, they should just praise God that they are not facing Manchester United. and Shashko and Bruno low key. I won't even use low key, high key. Casemiro old age is playing better than the Madrid Mercedes this season.
Yeah, it's true.
If you have to go with numbers this season, Casemiro 3 goals.
Put the numbers aside. He's playing better than them.
Okay, all right. Agogo, there are a lot of questions to be asked. I mean, I like your submission and everything. Yesterday we were doing a watch along at the Hisense showroom at East Legon. We had a huge crowd there.
That's why everybody came to greet you. Okay, well, you can go.
Any which way, but I thought for Real Madrid, my personal opinion was this: for Real Madrid, Carreras was brilliant. I think his confidence on the ball going forward, and even defensively, he did an excellent. He did an excellent job defensively. Now, Agogo was speaking about Rudiger. I look at that Real Madrid team, Frank Garcia. I don't think I would have had the confidence to play Frank Garcia against Erling Haaland. And you see, take away the mistakes, those 2 mistakes, and Rudiger always has a mistake about him. If you take away those 2 mistakes against Haaland, you see, in this era of VAR, you cannot be remiss. You cannot be this careless and do an off-the-ball incident and think that it won't be called back. So with the experience of Rudiger, I wasn't expecting that. And the second yellow card Agogo was talking about, he should have gotten that. But if you think about it carefully, tactically, I think Rudiger did a decent job on Erling Haaland. And that's why Pep.
Asensio rather was doing the job.
No, you see, they were taking turns and marking him. But what they did was to deny Haaland space and control. And Haaland is not technically gifted. He doesn't have a dribble about him. Once you take that space away from him, that's it. So I think that is what forced Pep to withdraw Haaland after 1 hour. Because that is his biggest threat if he wants to score goals. But the way the game was going, he saw that Haaland had become a passenger. So that was it for the Rudiger side. And whatever Xabi Alonso wants to do is dependent on his fullbacks. Carreras was giving him that option. He doesn't have Trent on the other side.
Neither does he have Carvajal.
He doesn't have Carvajal. His two centre backs, starting centre backs, Militao
And Hudson.
and Dean Huijsen are injured. He doesn't have his first choice two right backs. So ideally, Madrid are in a crisis. So for Xabi Alonso to put together a team like this that actually took the lead, I think kudos should be given to him. You look at the first goal scored by Nico O'Reilly. Error from Courtois.
Yeah.
You give the ball to... If you give that ball to me, I'll score.
Yeah, any contact, good contact on goal. And
I'll score. And you see, that's a mistake, and then we have to point to the coach, to blame the coach.
Yeah.
You look at Rudiger's error, the penalty. So, tactically, I think Alonso didn't do much wrong.
Yeah.
He didn't have anybody, that's why he went with Rudiger. Now, offensive, in the midfield, you see, Tchouaméni has improved, but it still looks average to me. You understand? Because we are judging by the standards of Luka Modric, Toni Kroos. So we know the kind of hold that Madrid has in the midfield.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm looking at it and Tchouaméni is doing his best. He's trying to play one-time football, but still, offensively, when Endrick came on, I started asking the question that why did Endrick not start this game? Or maybe after Gonzalo Garcia had been given 45 minutes, in the second half, I expected to see Endrick. Because when he did that substitution and moved Vinicius central. And Vinicius was getting chances. You could see that he's not a centre forward. He had a headed chance. He had the one he wanted to chip the ball. Vinicius had like 4 big chances where he could have scored. And when you are trying to make a claim and you are going toe to toe with the coach, these are the games where you actually make a point. Look at Rodrigo. He hasn't been given chances. He came, he scored a goal. And that's what takes the conversation in a certain direction. You make a case for yourself. But ideally, Real Madrid just didn't get their act right. They made 2 careless mistakes, and at this level of football, you will be punished.
oh yes, they have to be punished.
This is what I think the outline of the game was. Now let me come to Prosper.
I've been feeling. I've been waiting.
So let me come to Prosper. Prosper, I mean, I've given all these dynamics about the game clear.
Yeah.
Now, we are all looking at it from a Real Madrid perspective, but from a Manchester City perspective, do you think Pep actually pushed some buttons to get this win?
Well, absolutely. I think that Jeremy Doku has been so crucial in where City are currently in the league and the Champions League. He's been great. The much needed width he provided. Czechia doing a little bit of the creation. Haaland making those runs in behind the centre backs to create space. Haaland dragging defenders here and there, the duels, and then. But what really stunned me from a Madrid point of view, and back again, you give the credit to Doku, was the fact that there was an instance in the game in the second half, early minutes in the second half, where Madrid went on to press. The pressing was just not coordinated enough that O'Reilly picks the ball from his goalkeeper, Donnarumma, just gives one pass, and it's 1v1 between Doku and I think who was it? I think Asensio, and Doku was about 45 meters from goal. He pushed the ball twice, and he was in the box. You see, and I saw a graphic or a tactical video yesterday where it showed the Madrid press, and that is where, in terms of who he had available, Xabi Alonso to field, he did a good job. But the way Real Madrid tried to press City was not the best at all. The understanding between the midfield trio, Bellingham, Tchouaméni, anytime Valverde came into
they don't
midfield,
understand each other.
the understanding in what Alonso is trying to do and the way they press, it was so disjointed that they pressed the certain part. I think it was Diaz or O'Reilly. He just gave the ball directly to Haaland, and one pass from the back line split the entire Madrid midfield. That Haaland could just drop the pass the ball to Doku, and it was like 3 against 3. I'm like, hey, so where's the midfield? Like non-existent, right? And so I think there's a real problem between the Real Madrid players understanding what their manager is trying to do, and the manager too understanding that he's not at an environment where people are going to be listening to him left, right, center. He's at a club where, and the reason why I'm expecting more from him is this: in 2013, 2012, 2009 to 2014, 5 years, Xabi Alonso was at Madrid. He's been coached by some of the big names. Ancelotti, he knows the Madrid dynamic. He's played with Modric, all of those big boys, Ronaldo, Benzema, Bale. He's been at Madrid, so he understands that if I enter into an environment and you can't tell me this Madrid team of Carreras, of Valverde, of Mbappe are anything near the 2010, 2012 Kaká, Di Maria, Ronaldo, and 2010 Ozil, Higuain. You can't tell me that this Madrid boys, in terms of egos, apart from Mbappe, maybe Vini, or maybe a little bit of Bellingham, have anything close to the Madrid teams you've seen in the past, from the Beckhams to the 2010s, 2014s. You can't say that. And I expect that if you were in that dynamic for 5 years of your playing career, when you're a manager, you should know the environment you've gotten yourself into and how to find a solution. That's why Henry, like Agogo was saying, was a big difference between coaching and managing. At Real Madrid, Ancelotti, that's why Ancelotti is one of the best managers ever.
Yeah.
Walk into that Madrid team, saw Vinicius. So what Vinicius was doing, say, you know what, I'm going to improve you. Because I feel like the pace and the energy you have, if you can work on your finishing, you'll be very dangerous. Yeah. That year, Vinicius scored in the Champions League final, scored over 20 goals. 2 years on, he won the Champions League 2 times in 3 years. And Ancelotti. And they made a semi-final 3 times in a row. They would have won it 3-peat again. And this is nowhere near the BBC. But there was a manager, or there was someone at the helm of affairs who understood the dynamics of the club and how to manage the big names. And it seems like that has been a headache for Alonso. So on the part of Pep, I want to give credit to O'Reilly. I think Nico Gonzalez. We sat here, and I go say Nico Gonzalez is no special player. Remember? No. You said it.
Yeah, I said it.
You yourself, you said it.
Yeah.
At the time.
Don't make it.
I said at the time. Let's be honest with yourself. At the time, he wasn't as integrated into the fold as it is now.
Yeah.
Rodri's been out for what, the last 2 months?
Yeah.
Nico's carried this. And remember, yesterday City played with no outfield midfielder apart from Nico. Bernardo is originally a winger.
Yeah.
Doku is a winger. Haaland is a striker. Foden is what? An attacker. Cheki is what? Attacking midfielder or a winger. So if you look at the players that surrounded Nico in the front 6 after the backline, everybody had an attacking sense. But he gave that backline enough solidity throughout the 90s. It's not just been in this game. For so many games coming, he's not so special like a Pedri or something. But he does the basics and he does it well. Nico, and he gives them Nico Gonzalez and gives them you are saying
but that's efficiency. Under Pep, that's what you do. You do the simple things and do it effectively.
No, but I think if somebody does the simple things and does it very well, you should give them the credit.
No, but that's what it is, because Pep says that Messi does the simple things and does them right.
Yes, so we should give them the credit. Let's give Nico the current 6 of the credit.
Currently, I think he's doing a very good job.
O'Reilly is somebody who I think he's originally a centre back. No,
he's not a centre back.
He's out and out LB. I thought he was he could play. Even a midfielder. I've seen him play left centre back before. That's what I'm saying.
He's even played left wing back. He came to the youth ranks.
Yeah, the youth. I know.
In the youth, he was an attacker and an AMF sort of.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So he has that attacking sense. The way he's tall and the way he looks, he was brilliant yesterday. It's not just been in this game. So many City games where he's low-key carrying the side. You guys spend money on Aït-Nouri. You spend money on Aït-Nouri. You see the injury. O'Reilly is coming. He's doing a very decent job. I think that Pep, after 70 minutes, didn't really care about going to score a third or a fourth. He just knew that Madrid would keep pushing for an equalizer. He should protect his goal and he would get Madrid on the break. He got them on the break a few times, and his team just couldn't convert. But I think Man City, the way they press, what they did with the ball, Bernardo Silva, even though his legs are gone, was still able to just dictate the play and give them enough control when they needed it. Right? And City did a really good job. For Madrid, look, 2 wins in their last 8 games, like Agogo was saying. It's a really, really tough time. And then we're going to go into that at the end of the session today. But when they play Alaves this weekend, now you see the craziest thing is that in the Liga game they come to play against Vigo, Fran and Carreras were sent off. So they will have, I think they will have only...
And Hendrick.
Yes, and Hendrick. So they will have only in defense, original defenders. They will have only Rudiger, Asensio. Those are the 2 they have. They're going to have to bring Tchouaméni to the back line. They're going to have to find a way to bring a young fullback from the B team into the squad, if they're starting him or not. If they're going to find one of the big players in the team to, or maybe Valverde can play as a right back, then Tchouaméni and Rudiger play as a centre backs, then maybe they make Asensio a makeshift left back. Whatever they're going to have to do, they're going to have to do it. In the crazy, they're going away from home again. And away from home at Rayo in Vallecas, it didn't go well. They were not even anywhere near Rayo. away from in that game. That's where it started before the international break. Yeah. Away from home against Girona, you saw it. Away from home against Sarabia's Elche, you saw it. Charlie. So if Madrid were coming to the Bernabeu and you could see the whistles of the, it's been a while since you hear the whistles like that. First half, second half, you're just. And Bellingham is saying that accountability. We know we play for the best club in the world. So, but bro, I think Bellingham too should take a look in the picture. Every first touch he makes turns into a duel. It's serious, Onami.
Yeah.
It's serious. Right now, it looks like Caicedo's first touch at Bellingham. I'm telling you, it's serious.
You saw what?
Right now, it looks like even Caicedo, his first touch is better than Bellingham.
Never.
I said right now.
Never.
Right now. If they give the ball to Bellingham.
Caicedo's first touch is better than.
I didn't say generally. I said right now.
It's not possible. It's not possible.
But since Bellingham came from injury, he hasn't really hit those heights.
Did you watch him yesterday? Did you watch him the game before yesterday?
Look, the ball that he tried to chip. Look at the first touch.
Just square the ball.
They need safe.
But that's what I'm saying. When he decides to take the first touch, he overhits it.
Yeah,
draws an opponent
to him, and he to tend to it well.
And there was a chance that he couldn't control the ball well. He could have, if his first touch was great, he could have laid the pass to who was at the right side.
Rodrigo or whoever.
Adagule was at the time on the right side, but because it was forced, the defender, I think, Guardiola rushed to him, so he had to sort of lob the pass. And it couldn't go well for Nico Riley to clear.
Now, you see, at the beginning of the season,
Hendrick too did same. So I mean,
at the beginning of the season, I said something here that this will be the first ever season in 15 years. It will be the first ever year or term or calendar in Madrid's last decade and a half, almost 20 years, that they will have neither of Kroos or Modric in their fold. It will be the first time in 15 years. It will be the first time that Valverde carried the entire midfield and let's see. Bellingham, carry the entire midfield and let's see. Chouameni, do it on your own and let's see. Because for every season in the last 15 years, the young boys have had a helping hand. Last season, Kroos left and we saw the problem. They didn't have a controller, but at least when they get going, get stuff, Ancelotti can call on the old man, Modric. He'll come and he will dictate play. He will try and do something, right? So the others can be like, oh no, it's true.
No. I'm just saying the A because when you are talking about Madrid, I can see your veins.
But when you're talking about United and you're singing, your veins will report. Shut up, yeah, so it's the first time in 15 years. Because when you look at last season, there were many points. Last season, the Super Cup final, he brings Modric on. When they're going to get stuff, Ancelotti brings Modric on. But he was managing his minutes. He wasn't starting every game. Yeah. But last 20-30 minutes, you give Modric an opportunity. But I think it's the first time in 15 years that those two carried this Madrid midfield cruise from 2014 to 2024, 10 years. Modric joining 2012 to 2025. So that's 13 years. So they gave Madrid like almost 15 years of control. And I think what is probably settled in the Madrid team is what's settled in that Barcelona team when they lost Xavi and Iniesta.
Yeah, I think that's
see, Rakitic was there. He was doing a very good job. Busquets was there. He was doing a tremendous job. But when they were bringing the likes of Andre Gomez into midfield, trying to play Rafinha, the brother of
went to Juventus.
When they went to bring in Pjanic, when they brought in Atamelo. Yes, the swap for. You remember the Atamelo? Yeah. Atamelo swap. Now Atamelo was one of the hottest players in Grêmio from the Brazil. He was the Brazilian, I think, player of the league in 2018 or something, or 2017. Yeah, 2017, and I think was the best midfielder in the league. Barca went on to sign him. You saw what happened with Atamelo. It's not like the talent wasn't there, but once there was no Iniesta. Once you join, there's no Iniesta, there's no Xavi. Carry the whole team, the whole midfield by yourself. The lucky thing about that Barca is that Messi will always drop the ball. Messi can control and create chances for you. So in this Madrid team, I'm also thinking, and I'm looking at Madrid fans and I'm telling them, look, it's the first time in 13 years that neither of Modric or Kroos is in your team. And your midfielders have to take on the responsibility. And it looks like maybe that's another challenge people have forgotten or people are not looking at. The brilliance or what you enjoyed from Kroos and Modric for 13 years. You're not going to have that now. So your players have to take on more responsibility.
All right. So definitely a very, very detailed analysis on the game. But let me come to the Manchester City fan, the self-acclaimed Manchester City fan.
Shaky.
Now, I mean, Prosper has spoken extensively about Pep Guardiola's tactics he used in the game. Now, my question for Derek is that, yes, Man City won the game, okay, owing to 2 errors from Real Madrid. Somewhere along the line, I'm looking at this Real Madrid team and the fact that Kylian Mbappe is not there and they are facing all sorts of struggles, because if he was there, he would paper over the cracks.
Yeah.
Now he's not there. They are struggling. It's a long season. Man City seem to have hit a certain rhythm. They are winning games. Pep always puts together a streak. Now, my big question, with the way Rudiger handled your man, Erling Haaland, yesterday, my big question is that without Haaland, can Man City challenge for any trophy?
I think we've asked this question before, and then I'm still saying that City's wins have not been convincing. The last time I said City is about 60%, so they will be over the past 3-4 matches. I can say we've added some 5% because we are getting other people to score. So I'll still say we are still below 70%. The team is still not set. Truth of the matter is that if you play against Leeds United, you score 2-0, they come to equalize for you to win the last minute. You score Fulham 5-1, they come to score 3 goals to make it 5-4. That is not a team that is ready to challenge for anything. Truth of the matter, that's the truth. You beat Sunderland 3-0, fair enough. Based on, if that save had not been made by Donnarumma and 2-1, they would have gone ahead to equalize. Madrid had a chance to equalize on 3 or 4 occasions. The only truth is that they couldn't score. I get it that Madrid, they've had issues here and there, but the truth of the matter is that the City team is not good enough. That is the gospel.
Are you saying if Mbappe had played Real Madrid,
they would have scored 2 goals? Maybe we would have scored more. Maybe we would have the chances that we had. They're half chances.
But you didn't score from any chance
That's
you
what I'm saying,
created.
that maybe if they had scored, the half chances that we had, because when it was 2-1, the City fans were not, the City players were not even thinking of scoring a 3rd goal prior to the subs coming in. Checky gets the ball, he holds on, stands, dribbles one, passes the ball back. Haaland gets the ball. Haaland is not even running into the box. There was a time that Doku got the ball and it was all Doku on the left hand side. He dribbled he dribbled Valverde, he dribbled someone else and they pushed him down. That was the only thing he could do because no one was there to support him. Truth of the matter is that if Madrid had taken their chances, that Bellingham ball, he should have shot. That was a goal. He had passed to Frank Gonzalo Garcia. That was a goal. That was a 2. He had at least scored it to Gonzalo. That's a 2-2. Vinicius had 2 clear chances. Maybe the header, he's not really good in the air. Fair enough. Imagine Endrick. I know Endrick is good in the air, but listen, this is Diaz. This is Endrick. And we all know how terrible Vinicius is in the air. But Vinicius heads the ball ahead of Vadio. Come on. How do you defend like this? How do you get Vinicius to head the ball over you? Like Vinicius, I don't think he has scored more than 5 headed goals.
Even was a header of target.
That's like my point exactly. He doesn't know how to head. So if he gets the energy to even jump over and win the header, that's the first error. You don't even let Vinicius win a header. Free header. It's not like you didn't jump. You jumped and Vinicius get a free header. Endrick stood and jumped over Vadio Diaz to get a header. Vinicius had a clear chance to square the ball into, but he just played the ball that half volley over the post. These are the laps and gaps. See, the goal that Rodrigo was, when he caught the ball, I was down there with what's his name, the basketball
Winston.
No, not Winston.
Rondo.
I was there with Rondo. Once he got the ball, I said go. Once Rodrigo, but first of Rodrigo, anytime he meets Madrid, anytime he meets Man City, he becomes prime Ronaldo. Forget. Prime Ronaldo, Ronaldinho combined. He plays. Look at how he was playing yesterday. Agogo even said you give him man of the match, and I agree. For the Madrid side, he was the best.
I think
Carreras comes in.
I think for me, Carreras.
Well, okay. Looking at how Carreras defended, and then in fact for the goal that I was saying first goal, I see they scored 2. The goal that they scored, it was a Carreras defense against over Vadio, Bernardo Silva. He won that duel against Bernardo Silva, took the ball, ran with the ball, gave it to Bellingham. Bellingham gave it to Rodrigo, and Rodrigo squared the ball and scored. That was, an influential play from Carreras, right? But I am saying that, look at the goal that Rodrigo scored. When he got the ball, Nico O'Reilly was lost. I don't know if he was dreaming. He was just still in the box. And later on, he realized, no, Rodrigo is pushing. Of course, you should know that Rodrigo is not going to stand. He will push to the box. He gave him that huge gap for him to think. By the time he closed down, and that happened countless. The Bellingham chance, it happened. There was a ball that Hendrick was supposed to pass to Ada Goulet. He was trying to lob the ball. I don't know why he wanted to lob the ball to Bellingham. So this is just to let you know that there were a lot of chances and a lot of time that Bellingham, I'm saying Bellingham, Madrid had to score against City. And I was surprised they couldn't score 2 goals. The problem is, when Pep took Haaland off, I really understood. It was a good sub. Mamouche coming on, fine, that is good. But Savino.
But I think he did well yesterday.
Listen, I understand. When he gets the ball, that run he will make. Savino. He will rush. He made some sprinting here and there. But to what end? He just still goes ahead and stands. That's my point. Savino gets the ball. The only time, or it was twice, but the only time he went to the box was the one that Rudiger came to push him. Even for that one, if not the fact that he was ahead of Rudiger, he would have stood. Savino is, I don't know if Pep told them to come and hold the ball and then wait to the 90th minute. I don't know what they were trying to do. Well, Foden was not really playing much, so if you bring episode 2 man
season 1 episode 2,
if Raiders comes on, I mean, that is, so there was a ball that he squared and nobody was there to tap it. So the City team, fine, when you're attacking, I think our attackers, the last time I said, if Doku steps up, we get an extra support. Foden, luckily for the past 3 matches, is playing well. Like, at least, not, he's still getting his form, right? But when we are defending, when you cross Bernardo Silva and you are coming, Guardiola and Diaz, I don't know what they think sometimes. I don't know what they are doing in the center. They are terrible. No, I don't know if nobody. They are terrible.
Guardiola and Diaz. Sometimes,
please.
yeah.
Sometimes
Communication. Yeah.
And the corner thing I was saying, it happened again. That was what gave Vinicius that free shot. The corner thing, they blocked Donnarumma. Nobody is defending him. He came to punch the ball and he missed it. And that chance had Vinicius connected the ball. That was a clean goal. Nobody was marking him because they were trusting Donnarumma to come for the ball. I've said this for the past 6-7 matches. City, when there is a corner, I don't know how he even scored from a corner. I was surprised at how do you Madrid. That was what made me realize Madrid's problem is
bigger than yours. Yeah, Madrid set pieces to they are not good.
Honestly, yes, the players, they didn't have their players as well, but they didn't have their players. That's fine. But looking at the team that played against Leeds United, and Leeds United came down from 2-0 to equalize 2-2 at Etihad. At Etihad, 2-2. Before we went on to
now, Miss enjoying your pains.
You understand? So this is a team that they can't defend well. So I understand the players were not there, but you can't tell me that Calvert-Lewin them they are better than Rodrigo and Vinicius them.
But so, you know, it's a team sport.
Yes,
it's not about individual brilliance.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't tell me that Madrid's team is not better than Leeds team. My point is they could have scored. They should have scored 2, but they were not good enough to score the 2. It wasn't that the chances were not there. They just couldn't convert the chances. See, a team that scored 5-1, 60th minute, sat down to equalize, to get that match. We got the 3 points just by the saving grace of that off the line clearance by Vadio.
Yeah.
Off the line clearance by how do you lose? How do you come back to and then you go out and say that team they are doing well? See, the City team, so we compete for something that you are asking me about Haaland. If Haaland is not playing, Haaland is not scoring, fine. Now at least we have Foden scoring. Maybe Doku is still coming, and Cheki is also trying to. He had to add the goals to the game. You understand? The assist is coming and all that. But if Haaland is not there and he's not playing to score against Crystal Palace, I'm thinking I don't know what you are even going to do against Crystal Palace, because if you don't score early or 2 and they score first, we are doomed, because the defense is terrible. City's defense, it is terrible. Nico Gonzalez is giving the shield, but the truth of the matter is people are not afraid of City anymore. The shield that Rodri will give you when you are coming and you see Rodri standing there. Nico Gonzalez, when he gets the ball, yes, on the ball, he's giving us at least the basis, as you were saying. But off the ball, when it comes to the defending, I don't think he's giving us that much. The protection that we will need. It's true. I'm just being honest. See, when the balls are, anytime, just watch City. When they are coming to score City. When anybody gets the ball and they are coming, Rodrigo gets the ball and he passes the ball, you can sense that the goal is coming.
But do you know that Nico is not out and out? It's not an out and out DM.
Yes, I understand. That's what I'm saying. That
in City,
He is
That
playing.
is his role.
That is his role. Yeah.
Matheus Nunes is not a right back. I'm not even talking about him being a right back. Look, they were dribbling me. I'm not going to complain here. Nico O'Reilly. I didn't mention his name when it came to the defensive setup because he's not an out left back. So I didn't mention his name. I didn't mention Nunes. That one is up to the coach. He has his own issues and why he doesn't want to buy a right back. Only God knows. But when it comes to the two centre backs, Guardiola and Diaz, assistant captain Diaz, that guy.
I think that you can make that point on Vardio and Diaz because Vardio has been used as a left back since he joined the club.
This season,
and only this season, only this season.
They've been paired for over 8 matches. You've been paired continuously over 8 matches. Still,
so maybe
but 8 matches is not enough.
Yeah, for it to take time for them to create a solid partnership.
I understand
like
the solid partnership, like it.
And isn't
took Stones and
wait before you continue, isn't Diaz a left centre back? Originally, he's a left centre back. But Vardio is also a left centre back. So it means they are doing makeshift here. So it's a tweaking thing.
I understand, but the point of the matter is that if you are playing against Fulham, Leeds, and you are conceding these goals, Nami, there has to be a presence at the back. That is what we are lacking. So we go ahead. We can Bernabeu when they score. I knew that they will score again. And the lucky thing is, Mbappe didn't play. Had Mbappe played, he would have scored. Like no brainer. He would have scored. Like
with the chances Real Madrid.
Whether chance or not, he would have scored. If it was just him against these two, he would have scored. Like it's not even about him. Nobody. They could have just played him against City. He would have scored and maybe lost 51, but he would have scored just him because. He would have scored because that's the thing. Any good striker who has played against City this season has scored. Any good striker aside Sheshko.
Charlie, see.
You're talking about response.
Oh no,
making this statement to responding.
You see.
I'm ending an army. Thank you so much.
Let me just end my.
No, I want to see.
I'm just joking. It's
maybe I might trouble.
I don't trigger you.
All right, we're still talking about the UEFA Champions League. And for the last 45 minutes or so, we've gone deep into the game. Real Madrid versus Manchester City yesterday at the Santiago Bernabeu. Of course, we will talk about the table and how this shapes things up for the qualification stages. We know we have 2 more games before we see the teams that make the cut for the knockout phases automatically and those who will qualify via alternate routes. But